Welcome to the Old Hombre podcast, episode 8, with your host, Mencey and
Andrew. I should be looking a lot younger because I've invested some money in a camera this week.
Oh, you've invested in the camera?
Yeah. Not a professional one, but I'm a bit brighter.
I can see you HD, Andrew, so
Fantastic.
that's brilliant. So, for the audience, this is episode 7. We have made it to episode 7. Oh, 8. Sorry, 8. This is episode 8. This is it. We're getting through it. And this is a podcast about work life, business trends, global business trends, anything to do with business. And the third element, retirement, the beyond.
Yeah.
So, two old men talking about business, life, and all sorts of things relating to it. So Andrew, how you been? We always kick off with this question. How's this week been?
Yeah, it's been good. Still doing the onboarding, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Bit frustrating, to be honest with you. But it was nice seeing you yesterday.
Oh yeah. We got to spend some time together, right?
Yeah, we nice seeing you yesterday. We actually met in person. We met another former colleague of ours as well. We had a lot of discussion around that.
Yeah,
it was not appropriate for this podcast.
No, but yeah, it was very interesting. You know, Andrew, after we met yesterday, I got all riled up as I usually do when I meet you guys. Oh yeah, I'm gonna give my job a good go tomorrow. So I'm gonna go into my sales job tomorrow, and I'm gonna make 100 calls in the morning, Andrew. So anyway, So I wake up in the morning. It was 7:30. Prepare for my day. I lined up about, I don't know, maybe 50 to 60 numbers, and I thought I'm gonna hit the phones at 8:30 on a Friday. Make sure I catch everyone before their meetings and see if I could generate myself a sales cycle. Andrew.
Yeah. Did it work? How did it go for you?
It was bloody awful, right, mate? I got to my 12th call. Yeah, I got to my 12th call and I got treated like a right piece of crap by one of the cybersecurity leaders of a big company here in the UK. Yeah. And oh my God, like some people, they're just so full of themselves, mate. It's incredible. I had done all this research about the company. This was about, over the last 2 weeks, I probably have had maybe 8 or 9 conversations with colleagues below that person. All nice, really collaborative, telling me what's going on. I had read the company accounts. I get on this call and the guy's like, well, who are you? Yeah, of course, makes sense. Yeah, it's a cold call. So I get through all of that. Good stuff. Look, it's Mencey. I work for X company, done some research. We do this, a bit of that, Would love to share the insights with you. Well, how do you know I'm the right person to speak to? Oh, okay, all right. Well, I've been calling several people, stakeholders in your company that have a security title, because I sell security, Andrew. And they actually say they're not interested in the type of security I'm selling. So I eventually asked them, hey, well, then who would be interested in this type of security? And they were like, it's product management. So I said to him, well, they all pointed me towards product management. And I saw that you're in charge of product management at a global scale. And there's a lot of the type of software that we help protect. So, I thought it would be a good idea. Okay, so what application would you like to secure? I was like, okay, so, ideally it would be the one that does payment processes on your mobile, the ones that your customers use to pay for the product that you sell at some of the stations where you deliver what you sell. Name the application.
Oh my good God.
So I was like, okay, I can't name the application. I'll be honest with you, at that point, I'd gone blank, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, so you're calling me on my personal mobile, you've called me by my first name.
Well, hang on. You mean you didn't call him Your Highness or anything like that?
Mate, you called me my first name.
Amateur.
Right? You're arming and erring. you could have just gone online and checked on the App Store what specific software we do. No. You should have done your research and and this and that. So I said, look, fair play, always open to feedback, all of that good stuff, right? How about this? How about I call you back and I come back with a real granular approach? In fairness, I didn't expect you to, get this.
Even answer the phone.
Well, yeah, how about that, right?
Yeah.
Nah, don't do it. And then just hung up the phone on me. I was like, wow. All right. Mate, I've been 8 years in this graft, mate. 8 years, and I know you've been longer. You'd think I would have already built thick enough skin for that not to ruin the first 3 hours of my day. But bloody hell, Andrew, I haven't been spoken to like that for years. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what? Do you know why this podcast is... Sorry, there is a moral to the story, audience. Forgive me. Do you know why this podcast is about retirement? Even though I'm only 36. Because I can't wait till one day I have enough FU money. Because I'll carry on working. Andrew, we like work, right? Let's be honest. We like our jobs, right? We like what we do. We like the challenge of learning about an organization, which is why we do a business podcast as well in our spare time. Yeah. We like what we do. But the one little thing that stops me being in love with everything I do is the fact that I don't have the autonomy to tell people to do one. Because I don't represent myself. I represent a company with it. Yeah. But Lord knows, Andrew, if I was running my own company, or when I run my own company, I will be burning a couple of bridges and telling them to stick. Do you know what I'm trying to go and do one? And that's a really PC version of saying it, mate. Because you'd think these people own the company, mate. Like the way they behave. You'd think, at one point do you become so disconnected with real life? When was the last time you demanded that someone call you Mr. da-da-da-da-da? Yeah. It's crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy.
Well, a lot of what we spoke about over the last couple of weeks, and when we touched upon LinkedIn profiles and things last week. Yeah. A lot of these people have their egos stroked a lot online on places like LinkedIn by salespeople that are desperate to sell to them. Right? Yeah. And they'll post something. I had spaghetti bolognese last night, and this bloke, salesperson will jump on.
Oh my God, that's brilliant!
Brilliant! I had spaghetti bolognese as well. We've got so much in common, and all this sort of shit. And they coupled with, and this might sound really out of order, but I think a lot of these people were the bullied ones at school.
Oh, 100%, mate. 100%.
And they're getting their own back. In this day and age, why would you expect anybody to call you Mr.? Not all from, it's old hat, nobody does it anymore. But also, we've got all the... Imagine I called him Mr. and he said, oh, that's not my pronoun. You're in a whole different kettle of fish.
Well, you know what? I didn't even think of that. Yeah. And you know what as well, Andrew, right? I only expect people to call me Mr. something if it's about a personal call. Yes. Now, bear with me 1 second. I'll tell you why. So if BT calls me, well, actually, it doesn't really apply to me because there's not that many Menceys around, right? But let's pretend my name was Andrew, right? Yeah. If someone called me, I would want them to say Mr. Kanakuru, right? Yeah. Because I would want to identify that they've got the right Andrew. Yeah. Because it's so that's kind of when it's more of a, oh, you've got data on me, you're calling from BT or you're calling from X company. Yeah, you got the right man. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because there might be several of you living at home or whatever it is, right? Yeah. But I think when it comes to like cold calling and this type of stuff, right? You don't necessarily expect people to call you by your your full government name on the thing, because the truth is you aren't really the person you are. You are representing the company. It's going back to this. This is not a personal call. Oh, is this Mr. Moreira? Oh, what's happened at home? What's happened at this?
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah,
is this Mencey? Oh, it's thingy from da, da, da. You go, oh, okay, it's a sales call. It's an
yeah,
advocacy call. So kind of,
yeah,
do you know what I'm trying to say? You can quickly identify. So actually, this whole idea of like Mr. This and Mr. But that wasn't my issue. My issue was more about there's even if you weren't comfortable with the personal call, you could just say, listen, this is my personal number, like many do. This is my personal number. I don't want to talk. That's fine, and that's fair play. Um, Even if, for example, you do disagree with the approach, you could be like, look, I get what you're trying to achieve, but let me give you a few pointers. This isn't the thing. Da, da, da. But to be there and give someone aggro,
yeah.
and you don't even know if they're there in the beginning of their career, you don't know if they've been forced
Exactly,
by their manager to do it. You
exactly.
don't know what situation they're in, and you're going on there on a personal attack.
Yeah.
Like, what a Wally.
Well,
Sorry,
the
in
thing
fact,
is,
that leads us to our
no,
first
no,
thing.
I agree, and you know what?
Mm,
I on one hand, I think you know what these guys get hassled a lot
yeah,
by people
yeah,
like
yeah,
us,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but on the other hand, it's also part of their job. Yeah,
Well,
they're
this is my
responsible for
point.
buying product,
This
right?
what this is like being a celebrity, and I don't want to give them that kudos. They're not that bloody
No,
important. But you know how celebrities, you say, oh, I'm a celebrity.
yeah,
Well, being plastered on everyone's screen means you have a duty to the public to
yeah,
take photos, sign stuff, go and do
yeah,
promos, all of that type of
yeah,
stuff, right? Like there is no all I am is just an artist on screen, and then this is my personal life. No, mate, that's not how Hollywood works. If you
yeah,
want that life, go to the theater. Go and
yeah,
be a
yeah,
theatrical actor, because then
yeah,
it's a whole different kettle of fish. It's not about the actor, and it is about the actor in the very moment, but the actor does not become a brand via the
yeah,
theater. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
yeah,
Like it's more about the play. But these guys, so just to make that parallel with these really important C-level people, whatever, you're plastered on news articles. You're
yeah,
you're 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 managing multinational corporations, right? That
yeah,
have shares. I'm invested in VP. Oh, I'm invested. I'm invested in the company that I was talking about, right?
yeah,
Vicariously, it's part of a government infrastructure organization, right? To some degree, like
yeah,
these big companies, like I've always said, a bit like the S&P, a bit like the FTSE 100. Our pension funds are invested in these top companies,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So you've taken the big role to manage 50,000 employees across the country, or 60,000 projects that affect so many people in the country. Well, guess what? You're gonna get technology vendors calling you and trying to
for
get
sure,
your attention to
for
better
sure.
that business. And I just don't
Well,
understand. Okay.
the thing for me is the most annoying thing is that
Yeah.
they go, you know, oh, I get hassled all the time. My phone's all constantly ringing. I haven't got time for this. However, you've got time to, instead of saying no, thank you,
Yeah.
going into a rant, right? And then you've got time to go on LinkedIn and put another rant on. Yeah, I just had a cold call, you know, blah blah, and I'm guarantee you they do it.
Yeah.
Guarantee you.
Yeah.
And then what annoys me is all of the other people that go, oh yeah, oh you must have such a hard life. I do it like that as well,
My
and I
God.
just like you, I can't wait for the FU money
Yeah.
because I will be a troll on LinkedIn one day.
Oh,
I will
honestly,
embarrass them out of all of them.
oh, 100%. Like I can't wait. I can't wait so I could just really. I mean, I already kind of say it how it is. You know me. I'm not one to,
Yeah,
but you know what I mean. Until to the point where I don't create collateral damage for anyone else except myself. Do you know what I'm trying to
yeah,
say? Yeah. Because the fact of the matter, some people really need a wake up call, right?
of course.
I don't think anyone has ever called me or anything like that, and I've just been like, ugh, how dare you just go, look, mate, I'm so sorry, I'm not interested, it's not good time.
Yeah,
Done. Bish bash
yeah,
bosh. It is what it
yeah,
is, and it's not because I'm a
yeah,
salesperson. I was like that before, right?
yeah,
Even when the scammers call me from these little Indian hacking thingamabobs, I just
yeah,
go, oh, come on, mate, you got to try harder
yeah,
than that, and then you just have a laugh and you sod off, like
yeah.
so.
Or you just hang up.
Oh yeah, like normal people. Me, I
Yeah, no, I'm just
mm,
saying that he had so many options, but
yeah,
he took it upon himself
yeah,
to spend his time and say, you know, to make a point about, oh, you know, you're just a nobody salesman,
yeah.
and look what I am. And you know what? The funny thing is a lot of the salespeople that are rigging them have probably got a lot more money, are probably earning a lot more money.
That is
Yeah,
actually that's another interesting thing. And
yeah,
anyway, I mean it's
yeah,
just I call it like the Tinder effect on LinkedIn. Like literally,
Yeah.
you know, you get these, you get these really gorgeous women, and then maybe Tinder would be, but just basically these kind of, you know, you get these really gorgeous women in YouTube and influencers,
Yeah.
whatever, right? And they'll do the silliest, and also gorgeous men, whatever, if you want to say that, right? You know, and they'll do, I don't know, they'll drink this cup like that and go, delicious, and it's like.
Yeah.
Bloody 300,000 views, likes. Oh my God. That was so funny. You're so intelligent. And they'll just say a quote by like, I don't know. They'll say a Harry Potter quote. Oh, you did that so well. And it's just like, oh my God. Like, and then so many people give them, oh, you're just so fascinating. You're so interesting. And they get so many unmerited accolades and respect. And then they actually believe it.
Yeah.
And then they obviously end up getting married, and then they realize, oh my God, I'm not that great.
Like we said before, like we said last week, you know, you talk about accolades and you know the CISO of the Year awards and all of that sort of stuff. It's all designed. It's all designed by vendors to stroke egos and you know build bridges with these people, and they're taking it personally. I am one. Actually, you know what? I thought I was wonderful. I actually am wonderful because I've got an award for being the CISO of the Year, and like you said. Well, you know, what you do is measured against what doesn't happen rather than what does happen. You know, so anyway, I mean, it's again, I refer to last week. We talked about trades, plumbing, electrician, blah, blah, blah. You don't get that. You don't get that.
This is what I mean. You don't get none of
that.
Other griefs. Yeah, you do get other grief. And I mean, you might get a bit of poo-poo on your hands as you're changing the bog. Yeah, but you know what? Yeah. Better than that call that I had this morning, I think, from a morale point of view. No,
it's the life of the salesperson, isn't it? And,
it is.
You know, I'd love to touch. I mean, that was one of the topics I was going to try and touch upon this week. But I got waylaid by another topic.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But yeah, talking about Wolly,
it was the change of sales. It was the change of the evolution of sales.
Yeah,
and that's what I'd like to touch on. And it's quite interesting. It's quite.
Well, we've got a thing going on, right? We got a theme, and we seem to take one subject to the next thing, So at least we're now talking about our careers because we've been kind of delaying this one a little bit. So we'll definitely start pivoting into sales as we start delivering content on that. But anyway, talking of Wollies, you know what time it is?
Yes.
What do you think I am, mate? Some sort of Wolly.
It's our
just what they're wearing.
Right,
it conjures up all sorts of things.
Mate. Yeah. Look, so listen. So we're gonna start sharing. So Andrew, I've been, this week's been a little bit funny for me. I thought I didn't have much content. I say this every week, but I thought I was gonna struggle with Wollies this week, believe it or not.
Oh really? Okay.
But actually, there's been now that I've looked back on some of the things that I've saved on my Instagram, I've realised
your Instagram's very clean, actually.
It is. It's impressively clean. But I'm going to talk about. In fact, I want to share that with you. There is a I've gone through a little bit of a. They call it a social media diet, where you can train your algorithm to stop sharing. Like naked ladies and just things you don't want to see.
I'm worried because if I spend more than 10 seconds looking at it, then all of a sudden I'm inundated.
Yeah.
Right. And all I want to do is listen to that guy, that Arsenal fan, the big black guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Robbie.
Yeah, I just want to hear what he says. And there's an Indian guy that also gives you 10 facts about Arsenal and all that. But occasionally a woman will come on and I'll go, oh, yeah, and I'm too slow on the next button, and that's it.
And then all of a sudden you're down a rabbit hole of them sharing things. But there is a way of actually of actually, like, basically what you do is you block things and you keep on reporting it, not reporting it as in this is malicious content, but you just say I'm not interested. And then all of a sudden it just starts giving you more of what you actually want to see. But anyway, if you bear me 1 second, we're going to take just a tiny break because I've got a little bit of a technical issue, and then we'll come back, yeah? Okay, all right. So we are back. All right, Andrew. So the first Wolly of the week. Andrew, I'm not sure if you've seen this video, right? But this is. Do you remember we were talking about how in the last episode we were talking about how nowadays we have, because of a couple of Wollies, right? I've ruined it for the rest. We're now having to do trainings and on all sorts of stuff like how not to sexually harass people and pronoun training and all of this type of stuff, right? I mean, we're talking about weeks of it now, right? Before we can actually do the job. Well, I actually found a very, very, well, I found this funny, a video on this is YouTube. It's actually my my Instagram. But this particular video that I'm about to show is, to me, an embodiment of how silly things can get. You ready?
Okay, cool. Right, are we sharing?
Yep, we are. Oh, we are sharing on. Yes, we are sharing on the screen. Just bear me 1 second. I just need to share on the other thing. Yeah. Good.
Perfect.
Good to go. All right.
Good.
So, let's press play.
If I touch you. Yeah? Okay, cool. And what are your pronouns?
They, them.
She, they. I'm glad we exchanged those.
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad that you came in today.
So, okay if I touch you.
Go right ahead.
And what are your pronouns?
He, him.
So she's a barber. The person has come to cut their hair.
Yes.
And what she has to do is ask for the pronoun.
Yep.
And then gain consent to touch the person that they're cutting their hair for.
Welcome,
Andrew.
Welcome to the world.
Andrew,
Honestly.
I mean...
What would happen if he said no? Or they said no?
Well,
Sorry.
this is why I wanted to play it to you.
Right.
Because I know very well that, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, that your wife worked in the hair industry for 30 years.
Yes, many years.
Right? Or 20 years, or 10 years, or 15, I don't know how many, right? I wonder what she would say about this. Is there a way of cutting someone's hair without touching them? What do you think?
I would just love to see the days where they have to walk in and say, "Can I? Is it okay if I touch you? And what are your pronouns?" It used to be, "Hi, how you getting on? What can I do for you?" Oh, and then it would be, "Have you been on holiday?" So it's gone from
it's gone from that to this crap.
Barber.
Yeah.
Have you been on holiday? Did you go anywhere nice? To what are your pronouns?
Exactly. I mean, and look at the rest of this, man.
She,
this
her.
is real, by the
Thank
way.
you for asking earlier. Okay, so...
All right, so that's someone showing their reaction. But honestly, Andrew, like when I think about it, I'm just like, if this continues, like, do you know how much resource we're wasting as a company, as a people, like ticking these boxes that don't necessarily need to. Hey, if I walk into a barber shop, and surely the fact that I've walked into the barber shop is enough for them to know, oh yeah, he wants to be his hair touched. Like surely that's a thing. And the second thing as well is, I don't know, does your barber talk to you? And oh wait, yeah, sorry, I forgot, you don't go to the barber. But anyway, like my barber doesn't talk to me. I mean, he's a Pakistani barber. I love him, but the guy, he will say hello, and then he just starts jabbering on to his other barbers in Pakistani.
So I know that I'm follically challenged, as they say, but I do go to the barber occasionally for the beard side of things. Yeah,
right.
Especially like if I'm in Turkey or something like that. If I'm in Turkey, I will definitely go to a barber because they do all that burning your ears and all that crap. Right?
Yeah.
I love it. And you're exactly right. Yeah, you'll sit down. How are you? Great. What would you like doing? This, fantastic. And then it's turn to the side and talk to his mate about the match last night.
Yeah.
Or, they don't talk to you.
Nah, not all. So that's why, I'll be honest with you, I'm loyal to my barber. I do like my barber, but I'm loyal to him. What? Do you know what, Andrew? We will talk about this as well in the future. Why are men loyal to their barber?
Yes, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Are we to some degree? I think I've been more loyal to my barber than all of my girlfriends combined. Like now, if you think about it, right? I've had a longer relationship with my barber than I have with all the women I've been involved in my life. I don't know. It's this kind of ritual connection with barbers, but they give us so little.
Yeah. And it takes a lot for us to change.
Yeah,
me. You know, you can go in and sometimes it'll be, oh, he's done a right crap job. But you know what? I'll go.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
don't know
back
what it
there
is. It's just
again.
you don't want the aggro. Even just the process of walking into a new shop, having to select a whole new one, mate. It's like software. That's it. Like they get you hooked. It's done. It's done. You can't live
It was
without
the
it.
first SAS. It was
Yeah,
the first
yeah. The
SAS.
barber is the first SAS. Absolutely. Yeah. Good shout. All right. So I found this remix of it, and I just thought this is actually really funny. Imagine if this happened, right?
Okay, is it okay if I touch you? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Is it okay if I touch?
No, wrong one. Hold on. No, hold on. It's. Oh, where is it? I've lost it. I've ruined it. Hold on. Oh, this one.
Is it okay if I touch you during our consultation?
Yes.
Do you mind if I touch you for your consultation?
Oh no, go ahead.
Great.
Basically, he just grabbed her breast.
Is it okay if I touch you during our consultation?
No, but
Do
technically,
you mind?
Andrew, is it okay if I touch you?
He
That's
got
a
permission.
that is the next module to the training of the training. Because think about it, it will be you have to ask for consent to touch them to do the barber's haircut, but now you have to put it in specific language.
Yeah.
No, and then you need training for the customer so that the customer answers in the right way so that you don't give me access to your entire body. And then that's it. We just carry on. And now we need lawyers just to say hello.
Yeah, it is all corporate protection. That's all it is. It is protecting the business. Yeah, that's all it is. None of this training is relevant.
Yep.
It's a lot of it is common sense, but it's to make sure that on the occasion that you do get a tosser that goes, oh, you know, I didn't give permission, and they get sued.
Yeah.
There's that tick box. Well, we trained you. We trained you.
Yep, absolutely.
It's down to
yeah,
you,
so
mate.
you can take personal liability. Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, that's
Right.
all it is.
So, the next level, right? So now we're talking about, unnecessary compliance. Now we're talking about let's make that compliance training fun. And you know what? These two Wollies I'm about to show, brilliant. It's a skit, but you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if this happens in real life.
Oh, is it this HR one?
Brace yourself.
It's
Not family. Please treat me professionally. You can't touch this. Hands, not touching hands. Don't stand so close to Steve. After all, it's a business call.
I don't know. I thought that was brilliant. But yeah, I mean,
it's amazing. I think to be honest with you, apart from the fact that it's so cringy, right, it's really creative.
That's what I'm saying. It's now HR compliance training, the musical. Brilliant. Like this is going to be perpetual. So yeah, I found that really, really funny. Next one that really caught my, and this one really hit home, Andrew. I'm not sure. This is where we might be showing our age difference between us, right?
Okay.
But let's see, right? You may completely not get this because this is one of these ones where young people are definitely not going to get it. And maybe the older generation didn't have to do this. But let's see.
Okay.
Surely I am the only adult in this country who still has their national record of achievement. The importance of this document was drummed into us so hard in secondary school that I've now taken...
So do you know what a national record of achievement is? Did you have that in your time?
No.
Oh, it's lost on you. It's lost on you. All right, cool. So basically, Andrew, sometime in year 10/11 in secondary school, we were all given this folder, the National Record of Achievement. And you were meant to put all your swimming certificates in it. Certificates for like all the GCSE results. This thing was, I mean, look at it. It looks like one of these folders that they carry.
I thought it was going to talk about the budget.
Well, this is my point. It looks like a folder for like the government budget scheme or whatever, right? I mean, they literally handed us to and say, don't you ever lose this. This is the cornerstone of what will drive your career for the rest of your life.
Okay.
No,
Well,
no,
I've never seen it.
Okay. And I just thought to myself, like, honestly, I thought, what a Wolly. Wolly's my teachers. Me for believing it. Everyone. Honestly, Andrew, the importance of the trauma caused by just how much they stress the importance of this. Andrew, I still have this folder.
You have it still?
In my bedroom. And I can locate that folder within a 2-minute, that, like, I've got every single important document in there. That's how much that I can't even drum up the confidence to throw it away, just in case the government come back and go, where's your national record of achievement folder? But yeah, what's it?
So can I just ask you a question? When did this stop then? Because my kids haven't got one.
This is what I mean. You're either going to be too young. This is a millennial thing. I just thought maybe you might have had the same equivalent.
Not.
Mate, I'm telling you, this was the thing, man. We're going to go through the comments. I haven't seen the comments, but I wanted to test it out. So obviously it hasn't gone down, the way I thought it would with you. But regardless, there's going to be some viewers that are somewhere between the age of 28 and 40 that will definitely know what this is about.
Through 9 separate house moves. I've never once used it. We were told that we need to present this at every single job interview we ever had. I think if you presented a national record of achievement at a job interview, you have less chance of getting the job than you have of being admitted into a psychiatric facility.
He is absolutely right. So let me tell you, I went to 3 interviews after I graduated with this thing in my hand.
Really?
They told me to put it away.
polite.
No, they were like, please don't. Yeah. And I was just like, obviously it took me 3 times to realize that this thing wasn't going down the tree because I wasn't getting employed.
Yeah.
In fact, I think what it showed was you have such little experience that you've believed this poppycock. So you know what?
Yeah.
I'm branding every single teacher that I had up to the year. I mean, to be honest, without this, I was already calling them Wollies. Every single one of my teachers failed me in the sense that they gave me. They could have just gone, mate. There's this thing called a CV. Yeah. Look, mate. Let me tell you. Do you know how much stuff they could have told me?
I know.
They gave me nothing, and that's why I did not accept that other Wolly of last week from Gen Z generation that said, oh, well, you have to forgive us for not being able to behave in the office because no one told us. Yeah. Mate, do you know how much stuff we weren't told? But we still got it over the line, right?
Yeah,
let's finish this off,
No, you're right. You're right. I mean, a CV. What is a mortgage? The only things that I was told, I remember, is if you've got an interview, go there the day before so you know exactly where it is and what your travel's going to be like.
I wasn't even told that. I wasn't. Listen, when I got my first software sales gig, the one where we met each other.
Yeah.
I'm always early to interviews, but it was quite difficult. It was down this one road, so I couldn't really figure it. Mate, I had to go around 5 times. I was half an hour early.
Yeah.
Ended up being 5 minutes early.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that trick. I didn't know that trick that you just said. Now, because of that, I go 2 hours early, right? Yeah. But no one's even said that. That's a new idea to me. Go the day before, right? People didn't tell you these things, but you just figured it out. Like, this is it. It's a process. But anyway.
It was, I mean, it made sense to me, obviously there was, what bus to get or what tube to get.
Yeah, you'll do the planning, but I didn't actually think, let me just go there so that I know 100%.
You know what it looks like.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that stood out throughout, my latter years of school.
Yeah.
We had a careers officer who was a waste of time, but that was the one thing he said that I thought, oh, you know what? That
useful tip, at least you got that. I got nothing, mate. Nothing. When I mean nothing, it's like they gave so little, less than my barber, right? As much as I love him, but yeah. Anyway, let's finish this one off.
Makes you think you're qualified for this position. I think I'll let my bronze certificate for my 50+ marks do the talking, if you don't mind. Why do I think I should get the job at Toyota? Well, how about in year 7, I got a certificate of distinction for my Japanese studies. So, any more questions? I think this folder is the only...
I actually started bringing out my certificates in the first interview. This is... Maybe I'm the Wolly of the week. Maybe... Wait, do you know what, Andrew? Oh, Andrew, can you just speak to the audience? I think I'm going to grab this thing. Should I go grab it?
You know what it reminds me of? You know when your kid, right, has gone to school for the first time, he comes back with a painting.
Yeah.
Look what I've got. Look what I've got.
Andrew, do you know what? Give me 30 seconds, audience. Andrew's just going to hold the fort for 30 seconds. Let's see if I can... Let's challenge this. This is Mencey's challenge. I'm going to go and see if I can locate this bloody folder within 1 minute. And I'm going to show you exactly. So
it'd be interesting. Yeah,
all right, start running through the comments.
Well, actually, like I say, we didn't have anything like that. We had a careers officer that didn't really care. Yeah, what do you want to be? Oh, I want to be a driver. Yeah, because in those days it was like very much about two sets: the white collar and blue collar. You had all the cool kids. The people that were always disrupting and having fights, and they wanted to be. I remember one kid saying, "I want to be a van driver. I want to drive a transit van." But our careers officer would say, yeah, you're probably just good enough for that. And if anybody said anything too ambitious, he'd just go like, "Yeah, who do you think you are?" He was really, he didn't go, "Yes, you can do it, and you can. Here's what you have to do, and let me." No, man, he's like, yeah, whatever.
Andrew, how long did that take? I mean, I've already been in.
20 seconds, I reckon.
Mate, I swear to you, right? This is completely improvised. Yeah. Please tell the audience, honestly. I mean, I think the audience knows by now that we don't actually plan any of these sessions. But mate, I'm telling you, the psychological stress on the importance of this was so high, that I still know mate, I couldn't tell you where so many things in my house are right? Yeah. But this thing right here, I can always locate within 30 seconds. Or 40 seconds, right? Yeah. Mate, look at the crap I have in this. I've got my college accessibility card, right? Well, let's see, because I haven't gone into this for a couple of years now. Look, I can't really show that because it's got all personal details in it. My date of birth, the statement that they wrote for me.
So it's not like the American college yearbook where they all sign photos and put messages.
GCSE, nope, it's a proper thing, mate. GCSE result certificates.
All your document.
Yeah, mate. I've got look. End of year report. July 2001.
Wow.
Mate, I was going in the interview with this thing and opening it up like a treasure chest. Right? Wait, Andrew, this one's gonna blow your mind. Wait, get ready. So Mencey, go on, ask something about punctuality to me. Go on. Like, you're the interviewer and I'm Mencey.
We're very strict about people arriving on time and making sure they're prepared for the day's work. What is your punctuality like?
Well, Mr. Kanakuru, I'm so glad you asked. Well, let me show you. My year 8 gold attendance certificate, which I've kept pristine for years. Look at the condition of this. No, Andrew. Look. No, I must stress. Are we even going to have time for the special? Because Oh, no, wait, go on.
Oh my God.
Wait, go on. So say, challenge me on the validity of, that's 1 year. Go on.
Yeah, well, that's very great that you've got a lovely looking certificate, which I think you've branded and looked after very well. But it's only for 1 year, Mencey. We want consistency. We want to make sure that you can consistently apply that thing.
Well, Mr. Kanakuru, thank you so much, because I can also show you the year 7 bronze award and the year 11 gold award and the year 9 silver award. Wow. I mean, what the hell, right? Honestly, I didn't throw these things away. No, wait, hold on. So, I don't know, ask me something around, my physical, I don't know, you go on, Andrew.
Well, we believe that, in order to achieve your goals, you need not just a physically fit mind, but also a physically fit body, because they both work together side by side. What do you do to ensure that your mind and your body is at the peak of its condition?
Well, Andrew, I'm so glad you asked.
Kanekuru.
Sorry, forget you. Yeah, sorry, I forgot you're the guy that I called earlier on. Yeah, Mr. Kanekuru, I'm so glad you asked that question. Well, here I have my sports day 2002, second place in the 400-meter relay.
Wow, second place! My good God, that's not bad.
Top performer I am. But anyway, no, and it goes back further, Andrew. I have here in my hand a report from my primary school.
Wow, bloody
I'm
hell.
telling you, the importance of this damn thing was drummed into you to a next level psychopath. Like everyone my age has their national insurance folder. We'll finish off with it. Sorry, I really did drag that on, but I just...
No, that was funny. It was, I enjoyed that. And I, you know what? You've educated me. I never knew there was such a thing. And, not because, because I didn't have one, but also because I didn't see my children have one.
Right.
In fact, we sort of have some of their reports and whatever in a little, box.
That folder was a thing of, I'm telling you, we'll let him finish.
The reason anyone did the Duke of Edinburgh Award, because the teachers basically said to us, if you get a gold Duke of Edinburgh Award, that pretty much trumps a master's degree from Oxford or Cambridge. You're guaranteed a six-figure salary. And this wasn't just used for good either. This was hung over us as a threat. Like if you ever got detention, that's going to go on your permanent record. This was your permanent record. If you got suspended or excluded from school, and that's in here, you might as well just leave school and just walk straight into prison, because that's your life now.
I'm telling you, I wish he was doing this for comical purpose. This is exactly what it was like, mate. Like,
I have to say, I do agree with the Duke of Edinburgh Award. That was like, forget degrees, forget anything. If you've got that, you've done that, you are literally a superhero.
Yeah.
You are literally, the most honourable. I imagine the families of somebody that had Duke of Edinburgh. Oh my God!
See, here in Hackney, it was the Jack Petchey Award, Petchey Achievement Award. Same thing, different. Not the same. He's not exactly the Duke of Edinburgh, but you're right. You're right. Yeah. And you know what? It's mad, right? Because the other thing as well, and this might be for parents that may be listening in, right? Especially like the older parents, mate. If you think about GCSEs and how they made you feel, if you didn't get A stars and all of that, I mean, I did very well because that pressure worked on me, right? And I think I just got A stars, A's and B's, right? But nothing lower than that. But they made my friends that didn't do so well literally feel like their life was bloody over in those days. And when you think about the significance of GCSEs, just in the long term play, of course it's important, but life is so long. There's just, do you know what I mean? It's just interesting, man. It's interesting how all of this stuff can be. So I thought, that was.
Well, to me, he's the hero of the week. That guy.
Yeah, no, but I mean, those of us who believe that their whole entire lives, and the teachers that administered that advice, they are definitely up there with the top Wollies of the week. Yeah. All right, so we'll do one.
That was fun. It was fun. It was lovely seeing your achievements.
I appreciate that, mate. I appreciate that. Well, at least I showed it to one person in my life.
That you went down to bronze for attendance at one stage.
I know. That was a tough year. I got suspended quite a few times that year.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was year 9, I believe, or something like that. Yeah. But let me. We're back to this. This guy's actually been creating a lot of good workplace content.
Joe, you're right. Fancy seeing you around here. Yeah, I'll see you. I'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Morning, Joe.
Morning, team.
Oh, Joe, it was so good to see you yesterday. I was just telling the team about the turban you was wearing. Yeah.
He's a do-rag, Sarah.
Where did you get it from? A what? A dro-rag? Do you wear it for religious beliefs? How come you don't wear it at work?
Do you know what? Hats off to this guy. I absolutely love his content. But it's true. When you're doing human things and you bump into a work colleague that you're not close to at all, the awkwardness is just crazy. Yeah. And then, so nothing Wolly-ish there. Just thought it was funny. And then last but not least, there was one more. And this is I'll be honest with you, mate. Talking about pointless meetings, and you know, I know we gave that woman a hard time last week, the one that was like decline meetings.
Yes.
Yeah, and we were like, oh yeah, sure, you know, that's the quick route to getting fired.
Yeah.
But then the absolute opposite of this is what I'm about to show, which is, do you find yourself sitting in Teams meetings and you're just struggling to listen? You know what I mean? You just, about 80% of it just doesn't apply to you at all. It's got nothing to do with your priorities.
This is a great thing. So we met yesterday, yeah?
Yeah.
And
well, let me show this. Hold that thought. Let me show this, and then you could tell the story, right? How to check that no one's paying attention. So the person's just speaking, and these guys have just started randomly clapping, and look at what the rest of the crowd does. They just start a random clap. No one's listening. They're all on autopilot, right?
Yeah.
And I just thought, I don't know why, but this one just triggered that thing. You know, when you're in a Teams meeting and you're just like, oh my God, like, surely this is not relevant. Like, if only 10 or 11% of this is relevant to my interest for the job that I'm doing for the company, that must multiply across the whole room, which means 90% of the time, only one person or a couple of people at a time are actually listening to what's going on.
Well,
sorry, talk about yesterday. Forgive me.
As I say, we met yesterday, and I had a choice of either coming really late and sitting on the meeting, or trying to get onto the meeting on my phone, and you know that's why I had the wired earphones and all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And for the 45-minute journey, it was totally irrelevant to me, to my role, to my department, to the products that I sell, to products. It was completely irrelevant, and I don't know. Again, is it a culture thing where you have to have all hands meetings? We don't need all hands meetings unless it actually applies to everybody in the company, i.e. we've just been bought out, or i.e. we're closing, or you know whatever it might be. I think they really need to cut down on that, because it's just...
Well, I was having this chat with one of my superiors this week, and I just said, did you know, and this is what I said to him, I said, did you know that since I've joined the company, because I'm now coming to 4 weeks, since I've joined the company, we haven't had a team meeting where it's just salespeople.
Yeah.
We've had, we had our first team meeting since I joined as just only salespeople, so that you can actually be a bit less political. Because there's different, when you're in front of a company, that's like, when you're doing the all hands, that's the highest level of political. As in, it's like nothing's really said unless it's completely aligned to everyone's thoughts.
Yeah.
Then you can have like regional meetings, and it's a little bit, you could start saying, oh, you know, our region's not doing that well in front of you, without having to necessarily overexpose yourself, or oh, we're doing better than the other region, come on, let's crush them. Bit of internal competition, right? But that will have marketing, that will have sales, that will have all these other different things. But then you got one layer below where you're like, it might just be you and the technical team, and you go, oh, that marketing team, you know, they need to step up. And it's not like we're slagging other departments off, but you need to just have that real conversation on how we really feel. And that's like the more constricted the team is, as in the less people in the kitchen, the better the food that comes out of the kitchen, if that makes sense, right? And today it was just the salespeople, and this was the most productive team meeting that I've participated in since I started. And you're right, I just think we're doing too many all hands and not enough concentrated meetings.
And you know, when they say, you know, oh, has anybody got any questions? There's never any questions unless they're canned questions that have been pre-prepared, etc., etc. And yeah, totally pointless. Totally pointless.
Yeah. Right. So now we are going to go into. We will go into our. We're gonna call this part of the business deep dive, even though the first subject is going to be quite generic. So, so Andrew, you have been talking a little bit about, well, offline to me about workplace. Well, actually, we're still in work life, but whatever. We'll keep this thing. You've been talking a bit about workday wellness programs, right? As an extension of some of the conversations we've had around HR and how effective are, the pool tables. Or tell me what's been inspiring you to share this stuff.
Right. Well, what inspired me was really that I was looking at what's available to me.
Right.
Yeah, within the organisation, and I looked at the list, and it's all really lovely and fluffy, and I thought, well, none of it really applies to me, or none of it really inspires me or excites me, and then it got me thinking, does it actually apply to anybody or inspire anybody? And I'm talking around corporate health apps, corporate health, activities, corporate health initiations, or things that the corporate messaging that they have around workers' health and well-being. Yeah, and I just thought to myself, well, A, why is this being done?
Yeah.
And B, what are the outcomes that's expected out of it? And C, does anybody take it up? And importantly, what I couldn't really pin down was, if people do take it up, what is their job role within the company that they're working for?
So you're breaking up a little bit towards the end, Andrew. Right. Andrew, you broke up there a bit towards the end.
Right, so can you hear me
now? You're freezing a little bit, mate.
Oh, right.
All right, we're all right
okay.
now. Yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so basically, it was about, I wanted to sort of try and understand who actually takes up these offers of well-being events, well-being programs, well-being applications, but most importantly, what is their job role within the company of the people that take it up?
Right.
Yeah. Are they HR? Are they sales? Are they product management? Are they marketing? What sort? Unfortunately, I couldn't really pin that information down.
Sorry, Andrew. What is a wellness program, though? What is a wellness program?
Right. So, I'm not sure. Not every company does it, right? Certainly, some of the larger corporates do it, and it's a wellness program that helps employees de-stress, have a work-life balance.
Right.
Yeah. Have work-life balances. You'll get a little app that'll say to do some heavy breathing, or they'll get to a room or
stop, Andrew.
a
Stop,
hall.
Andrew. Stop. I don't know what's happened with the internet connection, but I'm not getting you. I'm not getting you well.
Well, I was struggling with you earlier, but now I'm clear, and it seems that you're not. You're not hearing me.
It's just like robot-y, and now and your camera was grainy. The camera.
You were the same earlier.
I wonder what it is.
Right. I'm going to close. I'm going to close down.
See, now you're perfect again.
I'm just going to close down as many apps as possible.
Okay. Right. Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where should I start from?
So Andrew, you're saying that a wellness program is basically kind of all these perks that you get around managing stress, work-life balance, all this type of stuff. I've got such a bee in my bonnet about that, but I'm going to let you finish your point.
Well, yeah, I mean, so as I said, I was just really got interested about, what does this sector look like? Who's actually using it? What kind of people within an organisation are taking it up? And what does it really involve? So, it can be free gym membership.
Yeah.
It can be from that to an app or some sort of consultancy where you can speak to somebody within the health sector or psychology or psychiatry or whatever it may be. And there's a whole load. And I just think,
I'm getting angry. I'm getting angry by the minute.
Is it actually any value to anybody? And it was interesting. It was interesting. And I've got a couple of videos, and I was hoping you could play them.
Thank you for bringing this up, because I've got so much to say about this. Oh my God. Anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So
So this is a funny take on from an HR person. So this is quite funny actually. I quite like.
All right, I'm gonna play this.
A lot of you are stressed right now with your workload, okay? And I want you to know that mental health and well-being is very important to us at this company, okay? So, I'm very excited to announce that to help, we are being given less work. No. Going down to 4-day week. No. Getting pay rises. No. Hiring more staff to help with the workload. Nah. Have more breaks throughout the day. No. Have longer lunch break. No. More holiday. Yes. Really? No. Oh. It's better than all that. We're going to have a mental health webinar.
There you go. There you go.
Bingo.
Bingo.
Go. Andrew, do you know why I'm so angry right now? Like my blood is boiling by the minute. Can you explain to me why I'm having a mental health webinar when not once in my... And by the way, this has happened to me 3 or 4 times now. It's been offered to me in the last jobs that I've had, Yet, no one has set up a webinar to explain where my pension money is going.
Boom! Yeah.
No one has said, we've put you in standard life pension. This is how you can manipulate or ask them to go for different funds. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yet you want to talk about my bloody mental health. And yet you can't tell me the bare minimum basics of what really matters. Like, this, if you give me that pension thing and then you offer me this, brilliant. Yeah. But the sole fact that I've been paying into my pension now for God knows how many years, and not one employer has been able to set up a bloody webinar with the pension provider that they themselves have selected to say, this is what you should expect from your pension. This is how you can amalgamate the pension. You know, furthermore, we've just tipped him 500 quid for your wellness, Mencey. We're going to call all your other pension providers to consolidate them.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, and it goes down to...
No, wait, hold on, sorry. And do you know what they've said to me? I'm sorry, Mencey. That's something you have to manage by yourself and just go around chasing. But you're quick. You're quick to pick the bloody pension pot that is going into. Yeah. I've never been able to go into a job and say, hey, this is my pension pot. And they go, yeah, fantastic. We'll just plug into that.
Yeah, no. And wouldn't that be a great thing? You know, I got fed up a year ago and spent the whole day consolidating. Yeah. Yeah, you
want to sort out my bloody mental health with a 1-hour webinar.
Yeah. But it goes deeper. I mean, I'm not sure if it's the first YouTube one or the second YouTube. I mean, it really doesn't matter.
Well, let's pivot. Let's pivot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Andrews, this is an NBC News one. I mean, it's about 2 minutes and a half.
Only needs about 15 seconds. You'll get the gist in about 10, 15 seconds.
All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
Just how ridiculous some of these wellness get-togethers are like.
Right, let's do this.
Yeah, just pick one. It doesn't matter which one.
What's with the sombreros? Wait, is this serious, by the way?
Huh?
Was that a serious intro? Oh, mate, I thought they were taking a...
No.
So all these sombreros and them just dancing... Jesus.
At Daybreaker, one of our favorite things to do is our laugh.
So this is serious. This guy here with the... This is... Right, so that guy with the feathers...
Yes.
That's legit.
This is a serious office.
All right.
It's about their wellness days.
Oh, I think they got a cabaret business though, something like that. It must be. All right, let's play this.
No. But they wear slippers, Mencey.
Okay.
They come in out of the street. They put on a pair of slippers because it just helps you to.
Well, nothing says wellness more than a pair of slippers. Let's be honest.
No, absolutely. I mean, you know, and it helps you to leave all the stresses outside, etc., etc. But you know. I think everybody gets the point, but what I...
No. Let's watch just a bit more of this, because I think... I mean, this is already an insult to my senses, but...
but you should watch the other one.
Yeah, we'll get to the other one. We'll definitely get to the other one. Hold on.
rooftop dance party. It's a fun team ritual. It brings us up off our chairs again. It's great for health and wellness, and it just really promotes fun in the office, right? So
I'm not sure about you, but I've missed a lot of the times where we've got up and danced, because I think I've even gone to the toilet.
Andrew, can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
How did you not propose this as Wolly of the Week? Well, I think we're still officially in Wolly of the Week. Well, are you serious?
I think that the other one is probably even worse.
Oh my God! Wait, let's watch
because
another 10 seconds.
The other one is a company that's actually hired.
Don't ruin it! Don't ruin it! Don't ruin it! We'll get to the other one. Let's. Oh my God!
New York streets are grimy, right? I mean, so the first thing we do when we come in the office is we take off our shoes, take the mud off, leave the energy of the streets behind us, and we get into our comfortable slippers and we just sort of rest and relax at our desk. I think there's a beautiful health benefit to taking your shoes off.
No. I do not want to be sitting on my desk looking at the bottom of your stinking ass feet. There's no way.
But Mencey, it's all about wellness and, well-being and mental health. Slippers in the office equals less stress.
My goodness me, Andrew, I thought that was a joke.
No.
That felt as much of a meme as the other stuff that I shared.
No, it's not. And the one that the other one is also serious, and I think it's even worse.
Is this the laughter on call for work? Okay,
yeah,
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. So I'm about to share that bad boy.
Okay.
So let's go back to analyzing. I'm getting the hang of this now.
So before you start, this is a company advertising their services for corporate wellness. This is what they offer.
Right. Let's look at this. Oh, my Lord.
All right, we're in. Hello, I'm Dan.
Wait, this is GSK. Is this for GSK?
Oh no, this was one. That was a case study or a reference by GSK who have used this company.
Wait, so hold on. So these Wollies are selling these services into GSK, and I can't bloody get through to us. Are you having a fuck? Sorry. Are you?
I don't even
no, but you see. So these Wollies are getting through the door, and me selling cyber bloody security, and getting treated like an absolute arsewipe. Incredible. See, but this is the world we live in, Andrew. This is the world we live in.
We don't have budget to protect all our customers.
We ain't got any budget to protect our companies, but I tell you what we do have budget for.
Yeah.
Laughter on call. But do you know what? God bless their cotton socks, right? This is good on you. Good on you. Listen, this is a great gig. This is not an insult, by the way. FYI, this is not an insult to the wellness. Go get your money. I'm not hating here. Do it. But I just the irony does not escape the situation. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's press.
Danny Klein-Modisette, founder and CEO of Laughter on Call.
And I'm Janetta St. Clair, head of operations. In the last 3 months, we've done over 100
operations. Head of operations.
Well, we have to operate the taking off of the slippers. We have to.
Sorry.
It's all very important.
events. It's pretty hard brag. And a few questions have come up pretty consistently about what we do and how we do it.
Number one, we are not a stand-up comedy company.
So they do get mistaken by stand-up comedian. Mate, honestly.
I mean, look at the logo.
I know. It's got a microphone, for God's sake. It's like our logo.
It's our logo. I've got a few words to say to my designer, because I think he's been having a laugh. Anyway, sorry. Let's continue.
We are an interactive comedy company. You're going to tell me your name.
Wait, hold on. So they have admitted that they are a comedy company.
So they're not stand-up comedy, but they are comedy.
All right. Okay. Good.
All right.
Where you are in the world.
This is serious. This is about mental health.
Seriously.
And wellness.
Well, I don't know. I think you've been pulling my leg on this whole episode because you've hit me back to back with three things. All right. Okay.
And then you're going to give me some unique gesture and sound. Jillian, you're up.
Hi, my name is Jillian. I reside in Dover, New Hampshire. This is my remote nook. And I am going to shimmy, shimmy, shake.
Woo, shimmy, shimmy, shake.
This must be the same company with that itty bitties and a bob team.
I feel better already. I mean, it works, Mencey. It works.
You're right. Do you know what the funny thing is? I actually do feel better. I had a crap start to the day. Do you know what, Andrew? I think we're the Wollies. Because we come in here trying to insult them, and it actually works. Oh my God.
It works. Yeah.
Oh my God. No wonder they're making a killing in our FTSE 100 companies. Oh. Wait, let's continue. This is gold. Why did this not make Wolly of the Week? You're crazy, Andrew.
I think mine's going to be this one right here.
Since I'm in New Hampshire. Bullwinkle ears. Oh, truly, I love it.
With all of our programs, there's a lot of participation and full engagement.
Okay, hold on.
No,
I've seen enough. No, hold on. Hold on. Okay, Andrew, we're back to role plays again. You know me, I've been in role play. You are part of what's it? AB VC.
Yeah.
AB VC, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's Q3.
Q3, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And
wait. It's Q3. I'm going to set the scene. It's Q3. We're about 40% below number.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You're the VC. We're 40% under our number. In fairness, there's still a month to go.
Yeah.
But even in par with the forecast, we're really below. Actually, in fact, we're 40% below the number based on Q1 and Q2, and we're trying to make up the number plus our quarterly target this year. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've seen this case study. I'm the CEO of GSK, or no. Let's take GSK off the thing. I'm just the CEO of a company that uses this services, and this is my team, and you've just seen this online. I'm the CEO. Let's go.
So, Mencey.
Hello, Andrew.
Yeah, I've just got a question, and you know, I really need some help understanding. We're way down on numbers. We have been all year, and you know, we're supposed to not only make up the shortfall, but now we're actually way down on this quarter as well. And I've seen the sales team going. Can you explain, please?
So, first of all, Andrew, I don't know what to say. And Andrew, we thought the jiggle wiggle would be it would energize the team to hit target, and in hindsight, perhaps it wasn't a good idea.
Well, did you not think that, you know, instead of seeing how important hitting target is, they're now thinking, well, I can just do, and the company won't mind if, you know, we're 40% down on our number. That's the sort of messaging that I think is going forward with this one. What do you think?
Andrew, you're right, Andrew. It's evident that the jiggle wiggle isn't going to get us any nearer to our number.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to have words with our HR department.
Right.
Yeah, and that's it. And you know what, Andrew? Yeah. I think you've been very generous with that, because what I really expected you to say, you know me, I like to give you some feedback on what Abcan should have really said to me was, we're 40% down on our number. Our investors are seeing a jiggle wiggle, are seeing Susan from IT doing the jiggle wiggle, right? And you're 20% over budget and about to ask for the next round of funding. Yeah. How the hell do you think we're going to pass that through with this online?
Yeah. this again, it goes back to what you said earlier about, you're knocking on doors with certain things, and you're getting the door slammed in your face, but somehow, these sort of things are getting budget.
Yeah,
and it makes me wonder: is it being prioritized? Is the overall perception of an organization, and things that they can do, and things like Glassdoor and going on social media and showing, look how great, is that become more important than the actual numbers, right?
Well, that's what the war is. That's what the war is right now with the DE. Is it the DEI? The DEI, the Diversity and Inclusion Program. Yeah. Andrew, you've got companies that have been tanking for God knows how long, right? And they are spending more attention and time on green and the carbon reduction and the DEI virtual signaling on their company accounts.
Yeah,
mate. By the time they achieve their diversity and inclusion targets and hit their net zero carbon footprint, they're not going to exist as a bloody company, and our pension funds are going to go down. These type of initiatives, again, I'll say it, they work in a time of abundance, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at any corporate organisation now, look at their website, they've got an ESG statement, haven't they?
Yeah.
Environment, health, and
yet you can't justify your figures. Yet you can't justify your figures. Yet your strategy, your go-to-market strategy is about as crystal clear as a bloody puddle, like a dirty puddle. It's crazy. It's crazy what's going on, honestly, Andrew. And you know what? You've shared this. Sorry.
Right, so I mean, just on the serious side, right? And I thought, this, what is this sector? Corporate wellness. What is it? Well, some of the figures that I saw come up was like, the corporate wellness market was valued at 50 billion in 2022.
So, where's this?
No, I'm not reading that. I'm just
okay.
sort of going back to some of the things that I had. And they estimate it in 10 years' time or 9 years' time, it'll be worth nearly 120 billion pounds a year. Yeah, pounds. We're talking about pounds. Yeah, wow. And I'm just flabbergasted. When you look at where companies are struggling to find budget on things that are really, fundamental to their business or fundamental to their customers.
Andrew, we've worked in application security.
Yeah.
What did you say? It's worth, or it's the revenues that much?
It was valued at the market was valued at 50 billion in 2022, and it's estimated it will go to 120 billion by 2033 or 2032.
Interesting. So if it's worth 50 billion, let's just call it a 50x multiple.
Yeah.
It must be making at least £1 billion worth of revenue, or dollars worth of revenue.
Yeah.
See, my question is this, right? Just a bit of we used to sell application security, which is scanning code for vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
Every company in the world has a web portal of some sort.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Either web or mobile.
Do you think globally companies are spending, if you add up all the money that's been spent across all the big companies in the world, do you think that comes up to $1 billion a year? Just on what we were selling, which was scanning code for vulnerabilities.
Yeah.
It comes up to $1 billion a year?
Yeah, I think so.
Roughly? Just the scanning
roughly.
stuff.
Yeah,
but the fact
roughly.
is, but the fact is this. Do you think it's significantly more than the wellness spend?
Well, it shouldn't be.
But it sounds kind of similar.
It should be.
I've worked for a couple of the big players, right?
Yeah.
And they were doing maybe 100 million a year as a total number. Yeah. 120 million, 130 million a year as a total. And these were like one of the big top 6 companies. That makes me feel like maybe the number in application security across all of the companies might be 2 or 3 billion a year that companies are consuming this, right?
Yeah.
How is wellness of these type of programs a third of the entire spend on securing these assets that every single company has and really has. Like, do you get the point I'm trying to make? I'm really throwing like figures out of the sky here, but I think 1 billion, you know, if it's worth 50 billion, like you say, it must be valued at 50x. I don't think they'll go 100x. That's crazy, Andrew. That's crazy to me.
The thing is then I looked at why. Why?
Is this what this is about? Or
there's a company called Vitality, who's like a big insurance company, and they reckon that health issues and absenteeism is costing 138 billion a year in the UK. Right? So that's why these companies are going into, you know, wellness, etc. How they calculate that, I don't know. It hasn't provided any figures, right? But it says that, you know, that mental health issues has had the most negative impact on employee and business productivity. Fair enough, right? But then, like, there's the challenges, and the challenges are that, you know, people like me, I've never taken any up. Have you taken any of these up? Yeah, no, right? And then you look at, you know, this one cracks me up. Programs not designed for reality. Genetic programs that don't consider employees' workloads and schedules will be ignored, right? That's hits it in the head, right? Simply getting employees to sign up for a program is not enough. That's what they're saying. Oh, everyone's signing up. It's like our thing when we used to go back about, they've got static analysis, but nobody's using it.
Yeah, but this is my point, Andrew. $8 billion a year, $8 billion is being spent by companies on wellness.
Yeah.
Andrew, that is bananas. That is bananas.
I just did not fathom the size of the sector. And I know we poo-pooed it and we had a laugh on the videos, and they are crazy. And I promise you, the last two were genuine. Yeah.
Wow.
And if that last video we saw GSK, right? If you go forward a little bit more, there's another statement by PwC.
I'll go to that for 1 second. What I'm sharing for the audience right now, right, is I've just Googled how much is the spend on application security globally.
Right.
Okay. So remember, this isn't just the tools that we sell. This is the holistic suite. The global application security market is projected to grow from, so right now it's 33.7 billion.
Yeah.
And you're telling me, Andrew, this is everything to do with application security. Everything. Globally.
Yeah.
Right? Think about the whole entire world, right?
Yeah.
So you're trying to tell me that 8 billion, which would be a little over, 8 times 4 is 30. Yeah, about 25% of the money that's spent on protecting digital assets globally. 20% of that figure is spent on wellness programs like we just discussed.
Yeah.
What's going on, Andrew? That don't sound right. That don't sound right at all.
Well, there was a great post on LinkedIn, and it wasn't an old post, and I've copied it, and I'm reading from the notes. And they're saying like $8 billion con, you know, why corporate wellness are a waste of money, right?
Yeah.
And it says here, it's addressing symptoms, not root causes.
Yep.
Programs largely center on addressing outcomes of larger organizations, right, instead of treating causes, i.e. excessive workload, time pressure, poor cultures, right? And lack of data-driven approach. There's no data around it. You know, it's just throwing money at something because it looks great and it's nice and fluffy. And heaven forbid you say something, you know, HR related or health and thingy related are a waste of money. You can't say it.
Well, mate, here it says, right? So apparently this guy called in Oxford University. So I'll start off here. This is actually really interesting. It has to be about working practices. Researchers at Oxford University's Wellbeing Research Centre analysed data from Britain's Healthiest Workplace Study, 2017 to 2018, and looked at responses from more than 46,000 people over 233 companies. Okay, It's a fairly controversial finding, said Fleming, author of the study. Employers would do better to focus on core organizational practices than wellness initiatives, right? There is nothing wrong with mindfulness apps and sleep programs for employees, he noted. But if you're seriously trying to drive employees' well-being, then it has to be about working practices. The study found that programs such as stress management courses did in fact have a negative effect on mental health. Wow.
I read. I mean, a lot of what I mentioned earlier actually comes from that report.
Incredible.
You know, and this is the one that really gets to me, right? Is one of the negatives about why it's failed, or why the reasons it's failed. They promote unhealthy blame shifting.
Oh, yeah, of course.
What do you mean? And he thought corporate well-being shift the burden of the problem from the organisation to the employee.
Yeah.
We touched upon this, didn't we?
Yeah.
If you're feeling stressed, anxious, or burned out, the implication is that it's your problem. Maybe you're not resilient enough, or maybe you're not managing yourself well enough. The company role becomes fixing employees through mental condition rather than improving work conditions and operational practices, thus absolving itself of responsibility. And there you go. It's back to the fact that we trained you, that's down to you now.
It's crazy.
It's madness. It's absolute madness. And it just fascinated me. It was only because I thought, you know, I looked at and I'm like, I thought, I'm not going to download these apps. It's just, I'm never going to use them, waste of time, blah, blah, blah. And then it just got me thinking about, why is everybody doing it and how much is it worth? And it's worth fortunes. There are something like 300 corporate wellness companies out there, just, you know, touting for business. And some of their stuff is well thought out, to be honest. It's really well thought out.
Do you know what hurts me a little bit about this, right? If they got that $8 billion annually and hired pension advisors for their onboarding, you know, not only would those wealth, or for example, a financial planner resources, right? Financial planner resources. Not only would that mean that you direct your money in the right way to protect yourself in the future, you might actually stimulate the economy by making a better decision for the economy. Right? Obviously, there's corruption and stuff that can form that.
Also, you're more likely to have people stick around.
Yeah, because they're like, oh my god, they're really helping me hit my long-term goals. You know, if they invested some of that money in helping you, do you know what? Rather than paying that thing, why don't you give me a couple of days off with a couple of courses? No, just when I say a couple of days off for learning, and you mandate some courses. You say, okay, this is for you to meet your goals. Mencey, you're a salesperson, right? What do you want to achieve? We're gonna give you this course, and it's on the house, but you have to attend it, and you have to this, and we're gonna get you certified in this. I don't know, something like sorry.
You may want to go into management, so they could send you some management courses. You may want to go from a business development rep into marketing, and you want to do that. You may want to go from that to being a sales engineer, you know, or pre-sales or whatever, right? And you know, investing that money into that and making you feel more valued, and you've come out with it something rather than that's telling you to freaking breathe.
Yeah. Or do you know what? We heard you want to be. We've got a mortgage subsidiary, a mortgage advisor. Right? We know you want to own your home. You told us this in an interview, but most of our employees want to own their home. Here's this mortgage advisor that we've given a premium to, and he looks out for our most best interests. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Here's a tax advisor. Here's an advisor for families that I don't know, Andrew. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, here's a divorce lawyer that you can tap into. It's just a family lawyer, just in case you have an issue. That's the stuff that causes a lot of stress. Like, you're trying to say.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's just so many things that I look around this, and I don't think I'll ever see this wellness program thing the same ever again, Andrew, after you've shown me this.
Well, like I say, I just thought it started on from my own experience, thinking, I'm not going to use this. it's going to cost my company, I don't know how much.
Yeah.
I would rather have had the money in my pocket, or I would rather have had, something that would help me get to work. It's a long journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they'll pay for my petrol or my
pay
road
for my
trips.
gym.
Pay for my gym.
Do a company.
Probably won't go to.
Yeah, or do a company jogging thing, or one of these things like, hey, little groups. There's a running club for the little groups, and or hey, I don't know. Dietary advice. Hey, I don't know, man. There's just so many ways to actually promote real wellness. I mean, what I don't want to be doing is doing this on a bloody call and laughing my bollocks off. It doesn't make any sense, Andrew. It really doesn't.
Get the slippers.
And the slippers. Yeah, and the slippers.
Yeah.
But anyway, Andrew.
I don't know if it was interesting. I thought it was interesting.
No, Andrew, that was brilliant, man. Thank you so much. Like, you've actually really educated me on this one. I didn't even know that this was a thing. Again, no insult. Look, I did psychology as a degree, right? I've got no beef with psychologists. I've got no beef with therapists. I've got no beef with anyone making their living. I guess really where the frustration is born here is, I just think, a lot of the money's getting invested in software, wellness software. It's not even a psychologist. Like, bring the person into the office, pay them an extra premium, do some face-to-faces. A lot of this is just apps and just tick box exercises.
It's tick box. Again, I love that phrase. It's the blame shifting.
Yeah.
So-and-so's left with stress. Well, it wasn't our fault because we gave him all these apps.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's a compliance thing, and again, it's another area where I think HR is failing. I think there's just so much. There's lower hanging fruit and more obvious things that can be really, really done to really promote proper wellness.
So for me, and I've been working since I was 17 years old, right? HR started off as the person that protected the company.
Yep.
Right. And then it sort of transformed into, we look after our staff and, we're this and we're that and blah, blah, blah. But now it's transformed to this fluffy person who secretly is protecting the company without telling you.
Well, I disagree on that. I don't think HR was ever meant to be that. I think that's what unions were meant to be. Unions were meant to be that. And you know what? At this rate, I think unions are going to come back. I mean,
without a shadow of doubt.
Labour's already talking about changing, and in fact, maybe we should have ended with that. Labour's already talking about improving employer rights so that people don't get dropped like bad smells. Obviously, that has an implication because companies want to leave because they love the advantage of being able to get rid of people. It's good for the economy. It attracts companies to come here because the laws are more relaxed. But yeah, I think those days are going to be over soon because the gig's up. Andrew, we're coming to our final thoughts. What do you want to leave the audience with?
Okay, amazing. I'm never ready with a final thought, to be honest with you. But my final thought is you know what? I'm going to go back to the initial side of things and your experience.
Okay.
Yeah, of that cold calling. Sales is an amazing career. Amazing career. I've been lucky that it's taken me all over the world, and I've had a nice living out of it. But you need that thick skin.
Yes.
It's not personal.
Yep.
It's not personal.
Yep.
And put the phone down, have a rant at somebody. It's a shame you're not in the office, and you could turn around and go, "Oh, this Wolly, blah blah blah." But you know what? That next phone call could be an absolute gold mine.
Yeah.
It could be an
absolutely
gold mine.
And
so thick skin and just keep plugging away.
Yeah, and for me, it's if you ain't got the thick skin, then just have a look at this logic.
Yeah.
Right? On one hand, the thing you need to understand is not everything in the world makes sense. You could be reaching out to people with real business critical initiatives and they're turning you away.
Yeah.
Because they're going and doing stuff that's completely against even their own will. Common sense is not common. People don't always think in a rational way, if that makes sense. And this is the result of that. This is the result of that. On one hand, you've got flimsy cybersecurity budgets. You've got hardly any pension advice being administered in a company where everyone has a pension. You're having to do all this stuff by yourself. But guess what? There's a pool table. Guess what? There's a Nintendo Wii. Guess what? You've got a Headspace app that you've got accessibility to. All useless tap.
Yep.
And draw inspiration from that alone, right? Whenever you're treated like a loser, or you feel like an outsider, or you're perhaps questioning your value, you need to understand that value is not always appreciated, and that should hopefully give you the thicker skin. And this has actually been thank you, Andrew. This has been really therapeutic for me, especially because I've had a crap day. And you brought the world right to me, Andrew.
Thank you.
I really appreciate
Well, you know, I'm glad I'm good for something. We've and I'm gonna say something about that we don't use. What have we got planned for the next episode? Because we missed a lot out today.
Yeah.
And also, you know, the one or two people that have watched, please suggest something. We would love a suggestion.
Yeah. That would be brilliant. Well, I mean, for me, Andrew, we still got a lot to cover, and you know what? This is actually a good exercise. We need to cover Boohoo. There's a couple of we're gonna have to pivot back to retail, because there's a few things that have been happening in the retail space. Sex scandals.
Yeah.
Shein is continuing to grow, and our retail sector is continuing to, at least the clothing retail sector is continuing to diminish. We need to go back to Netflix and realize they've grown recently. Oh my God, we'll probably do more of a business deep dive next week. And I also on the under the carpet sector, I also want to hear a bit more about sales targets. I think we need to start talking about sales.
Yeah, interesting.
Because you and I have been talking about that this week, and I smell something really fishy in the market.
Okay.
So we'll listen to this before we do the planning for the episode. Yes, we do plan. And we'll keep it on that. But anyway, audience, thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
And we're gonna leave you with our outro music.
And
intro music. Take care, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Good night.